Yo, yo, yo. What's good? What's good? Happy Saturday. Happy Valentine's Day for those of you that celebrated, if you did or didn't. Um, Good to see you guys. Good to see all you guys. If you guys are going to celebrate later, make sure you guys stay safe. What we're going to be doing today is always what we do. This is Heroes Huddle 13. 13 of these things. We've done this for 13 Saturdays. Not straight, though. We missed one or two, but 13 Saturdays. That's crazy. That's a lot of, that's commitment right there. But we're going to be looking at your replays and we're going to be seeing how we can improve. If you guys want to have your replays reviewed, make sure you check that Discord, put your code into the free replay reviews, and we'll go from there. You guys are having a great night. I'm looking at a few of them right now. All right, first one up is Fourth Side. I should have let my shaders load in. I don't think it's gonna matter too much. I don't think it's usually a problem. Of course, let me say what's up to chat. Nash, hello. Good to see you. Lauren, what's up? Renodri? I feel like I said that horribly wrong, but hello, good to see you as well. I think this is your first time being here. I don't think I've seen you before, so nice having a new face. Hope you guys are ready for some learning. Dude, I don't have my activity feed out. Dreadhead freaking gave me Prime, and I didn't even see it. Oh, I can't see updates from Twitch other than the chat. So when you guys do activities, I can't see it. So I have to remember to always have the activity feed up so I don't miss when you guys do stuff like that. 2 million also cheered bits. Dude, I'm trolling. I'm sorry, Twitch users. I won't miss anymore. I have the window set up now. We're golden. What's up, Freddy? I mean, who loads shaders nowadays? Let's be honest. Who loads shaders? Not I. All right, I'm gonna share what Fourth Side said. All right, here's what they said. They said, I want to stop blaming my teammates and learn to understand how I can enable my DPS to play the game a lot more instead. They told me once I got hard countered, I served no value, sounds about DPS, and they blamed me for the loss. I'd like to understand, should I have swapped even though my team hard countered the enemy comp? And if so, what tank would have fit better than the one I was using? It's funny because we just made a video yesterday talking a little bit about this. If you guys haven't seen it, I go over why you shouldn't swap your characters. Because like if you shouldn't swap unless you know you should. People telling you to swap is not. They don't know what your character is about and they don't really understand the game at your level with your character. So if you're told to swap, definitely make sure that you understand why and not just firing it out. Ooh, it's a Hulk game. Okay. It's about to get spicy up in here. Hulk gameplay is the first game. What DPS we have? We have Bucky and Psylocke. They wanted you to swap so they can play? What? Oh, make no sense. I don't think I've ever heard of a Bucky or Psylocke asking me to swap to anything. They're the most I just do what I want characters in this game. All right, let's see what's happening. Or maybe let's see what's not happening. We do the shaders. Okay, so we're going in, doing our thing. You got to make sure that you want to be first to point. If you're a character that is more of a brawl or like a dive tank, usually you have better movement speed than a typical character. I would say Thor is a little bit different because, you know, I actually don't know. If you're a Thor main, I don't think I've ever seen a Thor just dash to point. They usually just walk. No, they'll still twirl it and then charge. But I don't know how fast they get. I don't know if it's actually faster or if they don't really care. But when you're playing a whole Cap, Venom, Penny, even though she's not a dive tank, she's still a tank that wants to get there early. Basically, if you have the ability to get to the point early or to the location, whatever it is, you want to do that so you can set up. Because once you get here, you find yourself in a situation where they all see you now. You got to figure out, how can I get to an advantageous position where they're all looking at me? Now, you could just go this way, right? And make them look at you this way, and then you can play your game. But for the most part, oh, gaming. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. You know, you watch my content. Let's go. That's exactly what you should have done. Go to the right. It's funny because you go to the right and then you go back to the left. So you did it for a second and then you reverted. But that's good. Okay, you force these guys off. Good. What you're thinking about is, what cooldowns can I burn? Did I burn any? If so, I'm gonna go back and focus on whatever's happening behind me. So I'm actually gonna get my pin out here because I don't have it. Yeah, you weren't first this time, Gino. You screwed up. You got robbed. I think Nash was first, right? You got robbed, friend. Our pin is loading. But yeah, typically when you're playing a character that can go to the back line, your job is to just burn cooldowns. You can secure KOs if you can, but more often than not, you're probably not going to secure a KO, especially when you get to a higher rank, because they're not going to allow a dive tank to just do that much damage before they heal them up. So you have to be a little bit cautious about that. But that's how you enable your team more so, is being able to burn the cooldowns and burn the proper cooldowns. Where is my pin? There it goes. There it goes. Okay. You guys should be able to see the pin. Yep. Cool beans. All right. So when you hop in, you have to think about, like, where are you going and why. We already established that the best targets to dive, if possible, are going to be, one, isolated. Doesn't matter if they're support, DPS, tank, it doesn't really matter. If they're isolated, go punch them. The second one is going to be the healers, obviously. And then if you can't get any KOs on the healers because maybe they're pocketing each other or just, whatever it may be, if they're ignoring you, whatever, then what you're going to do is you're going to focus the win con of their team. So usually it's like, let's just say the enemy's blade was popping off every single time that you played, or the Punisher. Well, you try to be in their face as much as possible. You try to get something done as much as possible. In some situations, they have so much damage that it doesn't even matter, but more often than not, that doesn't really happen that frequently. So we do hop in, boom, bop, right? And you want to pay attention to what they use. So Luna didn't use anything, obviously. She just jumped. She used a rocket pack. I think he used his smoke grenade, right? Oh no, he just jumped away too. So you didn't burn anything. Right there, you would go back to your team and reset, because what you're doing right now isn't going to accomplish anything. You're just getting out of their fight. This is what happens when you're ignored. They understand that they're probably not going to get KO'd, so they just ignore you. Why? Because you're window-based. A lot of divers are very window-based, and what that means is that they hop in and they have about 5 seconds to play the game, and then they hop away. Well, you just went in, you did your 5 seconds. They already know that we don't have to worry about you anymore, because you should hop away, and they're not going to pay attention. If you don't hop away, you're going to get KO'd. Now you're really low, but we talked about this. You never want to hop away when you're this low, because it forces the healers to try to put everything into you while the fight's going on. They still have to heal Thor. They still have to play for themselves if they're getting dove by like Spider-Man or something like that. So all that could be going on This is why we don't want to hop back low. You were good when you hopped in. Just turn around and hop back, get full HP again, and you're good to go. Because now they're forced to focus on you. There's no way you should have got that KO, but good job. You're still really, really low, though. This is what I like to see, right? You hop back to your team, fight with them, get healed up, and then go for it again. But you don't want to be mindless about where you're going. Remember, what's the goal here? Isolated, then healers, and then focus on the win con. If we're here, and you did your job, you're going back because you're getting healed, pay attention. Doctor Strange is super low here. That is KO'able. Just hop on Doctor Strange. You could also hop on the Luna. She's also isolated. So you have two options right there in front of you, but we decide to go on the Blade. That could have ended the fight already. And now we're over here. So a lot of what we're seeing right now is just target priority. It's just, why do we go to this specific target? How long do we stay on that target? And how can we get more value? You're just jumping around, and if they're not paying attention to you, it doesn't really matter. That was a good KO. That was nice to see. Good. We got the cleanup. The only reason why I bring what I set up is because sometimes your teammates might not get value out of you jumping, right? There might be situations where you go in and you're like, I'm on all of these guys and you're doing nothing. That's because you're on the wrong target. If you have an opportunity to get a KO, because you usually aren't given the opportunity frequently, if you have the opportunity, you need to take it. This is good. Just punch. Yeah, he's trolling. That was very good. Isolated, right? He was isolated. He was over there by himself. Punch him. Very simple. For this, I don't think you really needed to ult. There was no value to gain here. When you use your ultimate, it doesn't matter what character you are. You want to make sure you're getting the most value as possible, the most bang for your buck. In this situation, he ulted, but you could just run away. Maybe you were just afraid you'll get KO'd. So if that were the case, I understand. But I don't know. I thought you were okay. Did you have bubbles? You did. Yeah, I don't think there's any world where you get KO'd here. Oh, no, you didn't have bubble. It just glitched out. Okay, maybe you did get scared. All right, if you got scared, it makes sense. But if you didn't, yeah, there's nothing you can really get accomplished in that fight. There wasn't anything that you... I didn't even need to see it before I realized that you weren't going to get anything out of it. So you got run over. It really only happened because we didn't get any value out of our ultimate. You just used it to use it. And it wasn't really your fault entirely, right? Your team was part, it's a team game. But I'm just saying, you want to get the most value out of whatever you do, because that's the only way you're going to win. Like I said, I'm pretty sure you got scared, but you shouldn't have been in the position where you were scared. Because this rocket ult was horrible. All you had to do was go back, and they can't push point because the rocket ult's not going to reach that far, and you guys would still be in a winnable position. You also could just jump over here with Psylocke and just have them look at you and play this. Or you can jump over here and play this. Just so that you're not in the ult for that long. And then, once they decide to really engage on your team, which was right after your ult, here, if you would have ulted here, you would have turned this entire fight. So little things like that matter a lot. There's actually a game where I was playing Cap and I was gonna use my ult for something. I don't really remember what it was, but my whole entire team got Groot ulted. Every single one. Nobody was out of it. And I just ulted. Right? But if I would have used my ult for no reason, just to use it, we would have all got wiped there. But the fact that I held my ult because I knew a moment was going to come. I didn't know it was going to be that one, but I just waited for a better moment than what I had in my mind. We were able to save the team, get the team wiped, and go on from there. Having the value from your ultimate is huge. So you want to make sure that you're not firing it off. And like I said, it looked like you were just scared that you were going to get KO'd, but you shouldn't have been in that position to feel that way anyway. Did Papa stream today? No, I did it a little bit later to see if it was better for people, because some people's time zones are really weird. They're really late. Good to see you though, Foresight. Hello. All right, so we have to get back to reclaiming this point. Oh, we already did. What? I only looked away for 2 seconds. What happened? Did your team just do that? It's weird. Do they just troll? Oh, Psylocke. Oh, okay, they all just ulted on him. All right. That kind of sucks. There's 3 ults wasted, which means this next team fight, you guys might have trouble. Oh, no, Bucky. No, he did. Oh, okay, yeah. So 3 ults got wasted. So this is going to be a scary fight. When you're in a situation where you're down resources, because that's all Marvel Rivals really is at the end of the day. It's just a resource manager. If you realize that a lot of your teammates fired ults off and you don't really have anything left, it's not just the strats. I mean, your DPS just used their ult. Your Thor just used his ult. You don't know how many ults they have. You could just guess, but you really don't know how many they have, which means they can just walk on a point and both DPS can have ult. You just lose, right? If you're in a situation where you guys notice this, whether you're tank, DPS, strat, or tank, DPS, or strat, doesn't matter. You want to try to figure out a way to make a team fight not happen. If you can make a team fight not happen, that's your best bet. So what I would do is I would try to be a little bit more annoying over here and just kind of play to it and just play to it. Smack, do a clap, whatever. Just make it so that they are not in the team fight mentality. That gives our team a little bit of time to farm their ults and get a little bit closer to it. And then you can go ahead and have yours. But just having all these ults down at once, you're probably going to get rolled if the enemy team had all their ults. I don't know what their Deadpool was doing. That was grief. So what you were doing was pretty good. You stopped, but what you were doing was pretty good. I don't think you were low, were you? Yeah, so what you were doing was pretty good. You didn't have to hop away that way, though. If you really wanted to, you could have just hopped over here to this health pack. You don't always have to hop back to your team. I know it kind of seems a little bit more intuitive with the Hulk than other dive characters, because, his is literally an arc. You just kind of think like, oh, I hop back to my team. It's that easy. But you can go to different angles as you're hopping around, and they still have to think about you. They have to pay attention to you. The character is very loud. And don't just think you gotta hop back to your team every single time. More often than not, I will hop back to my team when I'm playing the Hulk, but I'm just saying, don't be afraid to do some other things by off-angling or something. Just getting them to look around. Good, good, good. You see how we stalled the team fight? Allowed for us to be able to get our ults. Perfect, because if we didn't have ults, we're gonna be cooked. Yep, keep going on her. Should be pretty free. Wait, how did you guys lose? What actually happened? So that was fine. I just want to see if I missed anything. Or if I'm trolling. So yeah, that's good. Honestly, if you could have just went and stunned the portal. Wait, it'd be this side, right? You could have went and maybe stunned them from using the portal. Or is that your side? That's your side. Wait, is that your side? I don't really know how it works for the replay. Oh, no, it's this side. So yeah, it'd be this side. I'm trolling. You went up here and just stunned them with your portal. You would have won the game right then and there. Because you have a clear shot and it would land. I'm pretty sure it's an infinite shot. I'm pretty sure it doesn't have a range that it just stops. Pretty sure it goes forever. Oh, so he just ulted. You guys lost fight. Don't even worry about it. Yep. Well played. Just leave. You just wait for your team to come back. Perfect, perfect. I like that patience. Ooh, nice. Yep, make sure you go this way, off angle. What you can do is come over here, clap at him, he's gonna look, and then that allows your team to get some breathing room. Whenever you guys are in a situation where there's like a ton of fire. And you're like, dude, we can't move. We can't move. You have to split their attention somehow, because that's going to make it so that they're not all raining down the fire in one location, right? If they're all shooting here, well, if you go here or here, it doesn't matter what role you are, or here, they're going to start having to focus the fire away from that point, which means that it's less pressure on your tanks, or whoever's trying to walk through there. It's less pressure on them, less bullets on them, right? Because if there's 6 players shooting there, and when you split it up to only having 3 players shooting in one direction, it's a lot more manageable. So if you guys are going into Hawkeye, Hela, Bucky, Punisher, whatever, and they're all shooting down main, you want to make sure that you are off angling somehow. Even if you're a melee hero, it doesn't really matter. Make it so that they're looking in a different direction just for a little bit, and that allows your tank to have incremental progress towards moving forward. That's how you deal with a lot of these characters that are raining a lot of fire down on you. Good, pretty much what you want to do. Perfect. Nice, nice, nice. I like this. Okay, but the thing is, I like this, but I would have liked you to run instantly. Remember, your goal is to pop a cooldown or 2. So look, this is good. This is beautiful. You hop in. I'd wait for you to get your clap, by the way, just because you want to have all your cooldowns. You hop in. Nice. You wait. You jump out now. You should have already jumped out a little bit earlier, to be honest with you. You could have even jumped down here just to be close to the health pack and then hop back. But your goal is to burn something. As soon as you landed, you actually burned the Invisible Woman bubble. See? And you broke his turret. Those are 2 cooldowns gone. It might not seem like a lot, but it's something. So you hop away before you're focused. Could be down here. You can hop up here. Whatever. You don't always want to hop back to your team, as I was saying. You want to hop somewhere else. That way you can re-engage really quickly. This was good. But look, now you get half HP because you stay too long. You're forced to either go back to your team or be really low trying to get health packs. Right? And it's not necessarily bad. But if you can get these people to blow these cooldowns, hop away without taking damage, and then come back, you have a lot of uptime on this character. So what we're trying to do, because you're not doing anything poorly, but we want to make sure that we make it as efficient as possible, right? What you're doing is passable, but you want to make sure that we tune it up so well that you just become unstoppable. That's what we want to do, right? Because you're not doing anything wrong. You're taking the right corners. You're doing the right things. You just want to clean it up. We clean it up more, it's going to be better and better and better and better. That's all we're looking to do. I don't know why your team asked you to swap, though. That round went pretty fine to me. Let's see. See, I'm not the only one that grabs walls, Lauren. It's a struggle out here. Don't like it. We want to set up first. Go anywhere other than to point. Get into a location that's making them, because he's loud. That's like the cool thing about a lot of these characters that are divers. They're generally very loud. So you could go really anywhere and they'll look in the direction because they hear you. So instead of just jumping to point, you could have actually just went to here, jumped up here, walked around, jumped up here, whatever, do your thing, and now you're here. If you really want to, you could avoid doing all that and just jump from here and then jump from here, but you get shot and you don't want to get shot. So you want to try to go around as much as possible. This means as they're walking out, you clap them. Boom. And they're like, oh wait, Hulk's back there, guys. Hulk's back there, guys. And so now their push is getting a little bit sus because it's like, well, there's a Hulk behind us. And then your team's also pushing the point. And it just makes things confusing. But when you hop on point, you're not really scary because we see you. And you're not really a frontline tank anyway, right? You want to be bouncing around. You see, nobody's really afraid of you because they can see you. And Rocket should have never been there. That guy's griefing. I don't know how you got away with that, bro. I don't know how you caught that, Rocket. And I don't know how you got away with just walking at him. Bro, what's going on? That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, so this is why I want to clean up your efficiency, by the way. Because you're not going to get away with that the higher you climb. And we want to make sure that we're doing the most efficient plays as possible so that we're we're rewarded. But if you're only rewarded when they just are really troll, then you're gonna get false wins, and you're gonna climb, but you're not gonna really learn much, and you're not gonna improve as much as you want to. You want to make sure that you're really earning these W's. I was gonna say dubs, but I started saying W's, so I was like, let me stop mid-sentence. Same thing, get somewhere. Go look, use the entire map. You chilling. Come up here, come up there, boom, bam, boom. Like, you see how much I use the map when I play Cap. Hulk's just like that. Thor's like that. All these characters don't need to be frontlining so much. If you off angle, you're still frontlining. So let's just say I was up here and I'm playing Thor, right? And whatever, Doctor Strange is down here. Realistically, they still have to pass. You're tanking, but you're tanking in a different location. They still have to walk through here. Whether I'm standing here or here, my presence is still blocking them from coming in. So this is why it's important to use these off angles if your characters can get there, because it's huge. As long as you're in the vicinity of them walking, rather than like, let's just say you're where the thing is. And you're like, well, I'm waiting for them to pass through. Well, you could be ignored, but you're still in the front, right? You're still in the front, which means no matter where you stand, you can't be ignored. They have to push through. As long as you're in a position where they can push through, where they have to push through you, you're still technically in the front. You don't have to be that much in the front like that. And you don't have to be where you are, because you can do it from the other location. Yeah, like that. You see how they're just walking past you? That's what you don't want. And you also don't want to end up in a situation where you're not with your team. If you were up here, and as they walked out, you dropped down, boom, boom, boom. Are you still with your team? Yes. But what you're doing is you're not with your team. I learned this the hard way. So now if you try to get back to your team, and as we established, you're very low, so your team has to try to focus on healing you up without trying to focus on the real fight at hand, which means that things could go south. Luckily it doesn't. But again, a lot of these plays are just very lucky. Lucky you didn't get punished hard. Lucky your team was good enough to capitalize on what you were doing. Lucky, lucky, lucky. And you don't want those type of wins. You're gaming. It's funny that you put the barrier on square. Oh wait, is the barrier always on square? Oh yeah, it is, huh? I think it is. Cause I have barrier on square, but I don't remember if that's how it was set up for controller, or if I did that. I know I changed his triangle button. You have his. Is L1 good? Wait, what's L1 before it's remapped? Oh, you have his clap on R1. I put my clap on L1. Wait, no. I put the mobilize on the stick. That's what it is. You have your mobilize on L1, but I put it on the stick. Oh, you bind his ultimate circle? Yeah, I rebound my ultimate to, I think it was triangle or something. Yeah, you don't want to play it in their spawn. If you're going to be in their spawn, you got to be in cover.
You were expecting the Hulk?
Alright, do you guys end up losing this because of that? Oh, Jesus. Let's hope that's not what happened. That would suck. Okay, somebody got picked off. The fight might be over. I wouldn't engage right now. I would just feel it out first. Don't go too heavy. Okay, well, she ulted, so you're chilling now. I wouldn't have ulted that, though. Like, Bucky already got picked, so you gotta be cautious already and feel it out. After Bucky got picked, Invisible ulted. Alright. But you still don't know if you can fully commit here because Bucky is picked. Right? So before you ult, you gotta make sure it's worth. The fact that your team got wiped right after that invisible ult, which is kind of expected, you were down a player anyway. You shouldn't have ulted there. And you could have waited for the next fight to ult. Knowing when the fight is over is one of the better skills I think every player needs to learn, so they don't waste any of their ultimates or any of their abilities that they could have waited a few seconds for. Again, get in position. Go hop somewhere. Go do something. You're not a frontline tank. You can be in the front, but you're playing him like Doctor Strange. You got to play him a little bit more around the map. Hulk, Thor, Cap, Penny does it, but you know she's kind of troll. I feel like I'm missing people. Rogue sometimes does it. It depends. The Thing can do it. I've done it with the Thing many times. You're not necessarily as mobile as like Cap or Hulk when you're playing the Thing, but it's just about getting into better positions than just funneling down, especially as a character like this. Because you could have done the same thing by coming over here, and you'd be able to see a lot more, and you wouldn't have even gotten grabbed should he have not whiffed. Now what you want to do is go from here and hop over here, because this is going to make them all do that. Or it's going to make those guys look to the right. And that means for the split second, your team can push out of there and not feel funneled. And now you just left your team. They're going to get wiped. If they survive, I'm going to be shocked. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty obvious. I didn't even have to watch. I just knew. So when you do stuff like that, you're essentially just leaving your entire team. The reason why I knew it was over was because the Thor was here, which means he is not back there. If the other tank decides to join that tank, that means there's nobody protecting the back at all, which means that they just get KO'd. You're not there to like shield and protect your team like that. You're more or less there to soak attention by just having people look at you. It doesn't matter what tank you are. That's really your job. Even if you're playing Doctor Strange, it's not to shield. It's to just, hey guys, look at me, I'm here. But after you leave, there's nothing to say, hey guys, look at me, I'm here. And then everybody gets run over. So it was pretty obvious that this fight was going to be over because of the simple fact the positioning was way off. So we're going to have to try to do this again and make it happen. At this point, I would have just let everybody get KO'd and go back. There's no reason for you to even try to punch Mr. Fantastic. The fight is over. Play your own life, leave, run away, reset, you're chilling. You don't want to try to make something out of nothing. If you guys already lost the fight because you lost 3 players, just run away and let everybody else get KO'd and start again. Okay, gonna try to portal. Gaming. Oh. You're gonna drop the portal. Drop it here, flip it around, so that way your team isn't gonna fall into the pit of doom. That's unfortunate, but it happens.
When science failed me, magic was there.
All right, let's get it. So we know what our goal is should be by now. It should be to go set up, right? That's number 1. Remember, we want to make sure that we are focusing the right people. So, oh, I can't go back any further than that. All right, let me rewrite it. So first things first, focusing isolated targets. Second is healers, if possible. Third, if you can't KO them because they're getting pocketed or whatever, which is fine, or they're running away, whatever. If it's just not really accomplishing anything, then you want to go for the enemy win con. Those are pretty much your steps. So that's what we want to do. That's what we want to focus on there. And then we go from there. What rank is this? I actually don't know. Forgot. I think it's GM. I don't usually look at the ranks when they load in because I'm looking at my Discord, looking at their response. But I think that's what it is. Is that right? Foresight, is it GM? I don't mind. I don't really care that you got grabbed. I don't care about any of that. Again, I just want you to set up. Oh, it's GM1. Okay, thank you. I want you to set up. I don't care about you getting caught. I don't care about him throwing him at whatever. You just got to stop walking into the middle like this. if you are gonna do that, go in the middle and then just like hop somewhere else so they see you. If your goal is to say, hey, look, I'm here, guys, then just hop there and hop away. There's sometimes when I do play Cap, I do some funky things. It's very random if I do it or not. But for the most part, I don't really do it because I know I get caught. So I'll go and then I'll just go somewhere else. Or I'll sneak around and then just wait for the fight to start and then hop down on somebody. Regardless, we don't want to be in the middle like this. That's just what happens every time you decide to start something and then leave. That's the second time in a row where your team is like, hey, here's my tank. And then you just like, goodbye. And then they just walk right past you. And then they just dump your team. You have to remember that the higher you climb, the more the game becomes a team game. It's not about your solo progress anymore. It is a team game at the end of the day, and you have to remember that whatever you do impacts the team. So how can I make it so that what I do helps my team out more? Right now, it seems like the Wolverine is an issue. So how can we probably get the Wolverine off my team? Is by making sure we look at the Wolverine, get close enough for him to see you, and then hop on his healers. If he decides to say, screw my healers, and continues to go for your team, you're in trouble, because that dude is crazy. You might lose the game. But most people are going to be like, hey, we get off my... And then there you go. Your team can play the game without the Wolverine as long as you don't get caught. So you have to... When you lose a fight, you have to identify why and then go from there. But we lost the fight only because we keep jumping away from our team once we start pushing. That's really all it is. You don't have to get the KOs. You're so KO thirsty. You only get KOs if it's set up for you to get the KO. Otherwise, you're most likely not getting them the higher you get. And that's okay, because that's not your job. Your job is not to get the KOs. DPS job is to get them. If someone gets low, it's your job to chase and do all that. But other than that, it's not really your job. You could say you went to go protect the you could say you went to go protect the Punisher. But let's go back a little bit. But if he goes up there and you went, and instead of going to do whatever that is and you looked, you could say, maybe there's someone I can go catch. And then there's the rocket, and there's the beacon. Should you go over there? No, that's way too far. But this is just something I'm bringing up because I want you to think about this as you're playing. Sometimes your target priority does need to swap. If someone decides to go over there and you see their whole entire team go over there, and there's a healer, like let's just say where the thing is, well, that should be your target now. It shouldn't be whatever's happening over here, because for the most part, this guy's not even paying attention. Or these guys aren't paying attention to his healer, which means that that's a free KO for you. You don't have to do as much work as you're about to do. Or get caught should you have been caught. Like I said, luckily he got out of it. Oh no, he did get KO'd. But like this stuff just shouldn't have. Nobody walks into a Punisher role. Like this is wild. Okay, you're not getting any KOs here. So what you can kind of do is see if there's anybody coming back and then try to get them from there. If we take a look at the KO feed, we know that the last person to get KO'd was, what was it? Was it Mr. Fantastic? I mean, nothing you can really do about it, but again, something to keep in mind. Just try to look for more to accomplish if you can't accomplish anything. So in this instance, you actually had enough time to fight that fight over there. You had a lot of time to fight that fight. If we look, there was that many people on point, right? Her, him, and then I think Wolf shows up. At this point, go back to your team. Oh, Dr. Strange was there too. Go back to your team, get the 2 KOs, and then come back to point. That means your team would have a 6v4 advantage. You don't need to touch yet because it's, you don't have to. You'll touch eventually. Okay, luckily they cleaned it up for you, but you should have been there. You should be able to touch. Like I said, you had enough time. Perfect. You guys should win this fight. Yeah, okay. So, now what we want to do is we want to set up, and we want to make sure that we look for the rocket beacon. If there's a rocket on the team and the fight hasn't started off yet, you want to look for the rocket beacon. So you should be paying attention to where this guy is and where he tosses it. That way you can remove the res. Rocket's really not that strong other than the res. So you want to make sure that that's what you're getting. You don't want to look for the KOs. Look for that beacon. It's right there. It's right there. You take this beacon out, or he has to move it, then you get a KO, and it's going to snowball. These are other things you have to think about. It's not just about punching and distracting. You have to put all this stuff into context. Because if you get a KO, what happens? They come back. So your brain should have already been on get that beacon because he's spawning. If he's spawning and you can see him walking, you most likely will catch where he throws it. Go get it. You shouldn't have to ult. You should be good. Now we don't know if he used beacon unless you were watching it. Otherwise, you know, you don't know. So this wasn't something that you want to do. Realistically, you're not KOing her out of bubble. Like, it's designed to keep her topped off if she's full HP. So after she pops it, good job. Turn around, go fight. You burned it already. Use this time to fight these people that are outside the bubble. Don't just hit her repeatedly. Look, he would have been KO'd already, and he wouldn't have responded because Rocket you KO'd Rocket. That's one person down. Then you would KO Doctor Strange. That's two people down. And then we would go on Mr. Fantastic. But we wasted so much time on the Cloak and Dagger, and we didn't even get the Cloak and Dagger. Now the thing is full HP when he could have been out the fight right now. Oh, there's much you can really do after that. Yeah, that's the game. There's not. I don't think you played that match bad. Like, I don't think there's anything awful to be like, oh, well, you could have done that different. I would like to see you set up more. You're always running into the middle of the fight for some reason. Just off. Go flank somewhere. Go to the side, whatever, and then drop down and do your thing. And then as the fight progresses, you can play around the middle. But just before the fight, because that's your setup phase, before the fight, make sure that you're catching them by surprise if possible. The other thing was that we're not focusing on who we should target. We're just jumping the jump. If you burn a cooldown, good, leave. Go look to focus someone else if you can't get the KO during that. And then I would like to see more objective focus on the win condition. You know, understanding, oh, there's a rocket on the team. Well, let me see if I can break the beacon and then go for it. That would be way, way better. And those would have been the two things that won you the game, by the way. If you broke the beacon at the start, and then if you, instead of going after the Cloak and Dagger after she dropped the bubble, you would have just attacked the thing behind you and then attacked Doctor Strange, you guys would have won. But we're so focused on getting KOs rather than just on burning their abilities. If you burn their abilities, it's good because you can leave and he can come back way faster than like Cap can or Thor, because his jumps are so frequent. So if you jump, burn something, boom, boom, go leave, wait for it to stop, go back, that's how you do it. I don't think you were a problem though, and I don't think you had to swap, you were fine. Oh, and the other thing was leaving your team. Like, you lead your team into the fight and then you just go away and then they're just sitting there without a tank. So you have to be very cautious about that. If you're setting up and you're already over somewhere, your team is understanding that, hey, the Hulk is over there. But if you're in front of them and they expect you to be there and you just magically disappear, they're gonna get run over. There's nothing you can really do about it. If you want to get really, really big brained, you could use your bubble to negate a lot of their one-shot potential. So you know Wolverine, when he ults, it's a problem, right? Well, every time that he looks for an ult, and you should be able to tell when his ult's up or when he's looking, look to bubble your team. after he grabs. Or you can get grabbed on purpose in bubble, but I don't know if you want to do that because that's kind of sketch and you're probably going to get one shot still. We could pull it off, but he still might do enough damage to shrink you before you press it. Really depends on which Wolverine you're going against though. But you can use your bubble a lot more for saving real damage instead of chip damage. But yeah, it wasn't bad at all. It wasn't bad at all. They put a check mark next to it. Anybody have any questions or anything about that match or about the replay that we just looked at? She appreciates you as usual. No problem. All right, this is pretty short, so I'm not going to share it on the screen. But they just said a good close game with Psylocke, looking for more ways to improve. I used to coach Lemon, so we had a few coaching sessions in the past, so I pretty much already know a lot of his gameplay style. That's why he phrased it that way. Hey, I'm growing. I'm growing, Nash. Okay, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Sometimes it takes weeks, months, years, but I'm getting there. Gotta get a Storm replay for you? I remember my Storm arc. I remember my Storm arc. Alright. So we know they have a Star-Lord. Just want to take note of what they have. They have a Groot. This Groot is set up. Holy. They have a Moon Knight. Okay, your first goal is to get people off that roof if possible. So that should be what we're trying to do. So you should be looking to go. It's okay for you to dash up here and look down. It's not bad at all. I mean, you could flank too if you want to, but just to make sure that people aren't getting on the roof, it's fine as well. But yeah, if you are up there, instead you catch this guy slipping, that's a KO. Look at his HP. He's done. Oh, he went up there. I wish you went up there a little bit earlier to catch him, but job done. Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. But I want you to stay up there though. Like use that as your off angle. That makes them have to look at you while looking at your team pushing through there. This is huge for you. But instead we go back to our team here and allow them to say, hey, all the characters are in front of us. You have an advantage, keep the advantage, go up here, do your thing, rain down shots. If you want to reposition, you can reposition over here, whatever. But it'd be way better for us to be up there. Yeah, that gets me too. It's only open, I think, once the walls drop. Okay, nice. I want to see you be more aggressive. I feel like you're very passive. Like, I want to see more confidence in the gameplay. It doesn't look like... I don't know. I don't really know how to, like, say it. But because it looks like you don't really have confidence, there's a lot of plays you're not going for that you could go for. It's like we're just farming up ult and then we look to ult after. But I want to see you really make plays and create things yourself. A lot of it is I poke, 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 I get low and I run away to get healed. Poke, 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 I get low, run away to get healed. Like, we got to start looking for some of these plays because you're in a really good position to have them. And I know you're capable because I've seen you play before. So I just want you to just get more positions to be able to secure it. Learn the threshold of how low they have to be before you get your one shot off. Use your dash more offensively rather than just a reposition, etc., etc., etc. That's what I really want to see. Like, you see how afraid you are to move? You should be moving around and playing the map without your team a lot more, but you're very team oriented. Ooh, good ult. Ooh, nice, nice. Nice. Can we get forward? Come on, come on, come on. Oh! You got it! Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. Good job. Cool, cool, cool. So you see, you're not bad at capitalizing on things. As I said, I've seen you play before. But I want you to do it yourself. That was your team set you up for success, but you got to set yourself up for success. Once you become that type of style lock, you're one of the scariest players ever play in the game. Because a style lock player that plays like that and creates their own openings is insane. So, like, as an example, stop poking for a second. You know, reposition, wherever you got to go. But just take a second to breathe and see the battlefield, right? And then from there, you look to see if there's anybody isolated, and then you can look to one shot. But you're hovering with your team so much that you're really only using your dash to reposition, and then you're just poking. Like, even there, just come up here. What you're going to do is one of the two things. Number one is he's going to stay here and try to fight you. If he does that, you KO him. There ain't no way he should be able to KO you. The second thing is he'll move and he'll reposition over there or something like that, which means that you just occupied space similar to a tank. You move this guy away and you occupy the space right here for your team and for you. That means you're not getting rained down by shots. And also, if his team is over here and you push him to the right, he's not able to heal his team because he's a line of sight healer. These are all things that you could accomplish by yourself. But again, we're just remaining with our team and not really doing much other than just poking. It's like you're afraid to really look to fight for KOs. So what I would like for you to do is like go in a quick match, and I want you to practice getting KOs without ult and just forcing KOs. Because in order for you to get to a high rank with style lock, you have to learn to do that. Style lock players that just ult farm and wait for their team to make picks, they don't really get that far. That's usually why you don't really see many anymore. You only see them every now and then. You don't see them all the time. Nice. You see, it's like you're really good at cleaning up. I just want you to get good at getting your own KOs. That's all. Like, you already know what to do. Just apply it to having the confidence to 1v1. Take somebody out. Boom. Because you are good at cleaning up. Because then if you can make your own opening by getting that 1v1 and then taking them out, you then create an opportunity for your team, and then you can actually finish cleaning up the rest of them. That is the dangerous side lot. But you have to learn how to do it, and it is hard. It's not easy, because you have to understand how to have 1v1s, especially with such a squishy character. You have to know when is the right time to go. Okay, here we are. Are we going to do it? I mean, you didn't really have to do much, and you still got it. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm talking about. And then once you do that, your team's at an advantage. I would like to see more of that. Because they're very free. Again, you're capable. I've seen you play. Here, I don't really like you poking because the fight's already over. I would have just liked you to sit here. Like right now, just sit here. and just have them kind of forget about you. Just sit here, your team's KO, let them spawn, let them come back, whatever. Let everybody get set up. Have them moving, and let them forget about you. And you just chill here. And once they forget about you, and once the fight starts happening, then you, again, go back to what you were doing. Poke them out. Try to get the KO in the back line. Because look, if we just think about it, if you didn't run away, and you sat there, and we just watch. I mean, maybe come over here. You know, like you did before. You'll eventually spot someone that you can take out. Like right there. Do your full entire combo plus dash, he's done. If you could do it fast enough before he reacts. And that's one. So just little stuff like that. Little stuff like that. Good job, good job, good job. You putting in work since your internet got right? Was I not doing it before? That's unfortunate, but it doesn't matter. You guys still got the push. But hello, Blue Pit. Good to see you. Okay, where are we now? Let's say we're still on Satellite. Same thing. Look for these picks. I would want you to set up more, get into position, be ready. All right, you don't always need to be in the front line with them. So in a situation like this, if you just waited and been patient without poking, she probably would have walked into you. She would have. You didn't even start shooting her really until she crossed the threshold. So if you just sat here and were patient and she walked into you, you already chunk her by the time she realizes you're there, and then you can finish her off. Or she'll fly away. Whatever. And you won't have to do so much work that you're doing right now. But you're playing very reactive. You gotta be a little bit proactive sometimes. You gotta be dangerous. Oops. Yeah, so I would recommend going to quick play and just not using your ult ever and try to secure KOs without using your ultimate. You have to get that skill down pat. You have to be able to single out these targets and take them out without your team's help. I was gonna say, do you actually survive? Do you actually survive? I also don't want you to use your dash to reposition. Use your dash to get the KOs instead. That would help. That'll help train your brain into what to do and why. Okay, get him back to the map. Same thing, set up, go up here. You have a whole map to play with. Pretty much do what Daredevil's about to do. Let's watch him. You see? That should be you. Not in that location. I would have went a little bit further. Oh, you would have caught this guy slipping. All these players are doing what you should be able to be. All these players are doing what you should be doing. You should be going for these flanks. You should be going for these off angles. You should be going for all that extra stuff. I'm surprised there's no Elsa in this game. Oh, maybe this was pre... Oh, this is pre-Elsa, actually. Does anyone else, when they hear Elsa, think of freaking Frozen? Bro, every time I say Elsa, I just think of Frozen. Every time. I'm about to call her EB. Hey, yo, EB. Call her Bloodstone. Bro, all I'm thinking about is let it snow. Every time. It does not change. Yeah. I'm saying. That's a good song though. Like, no, it's a good song. Frozen has some bangers. No, it did. Okay. Let It Snow is a classic Christmas song. Is it now a Christmas song? Christmas song? Is that what they classify it as nowadays?
3, 2, 1. You have to stop them from securing the mission area.
EBT because he unlocked his... Yo, on the real, it is a free KO. I'm not even gonna lie. If you get it all on off with her, there's no way you're not getting a KO. It is a surefire thing. It's a sure. Oh, Let It Snow is a. Well, I was thinking about the lyrics, not necessarily. Oh, you're right. It is Let It Go. I'm trolling. I'm mixing the songs. Mixing the songs. Holy. I like them both though. Nice, nice. You see, a lot of the KOs you get is because your team starts the fight for you. But the problem is if your team doesn't enable you to pop off, you don't pop off. We want to get you to the point where you pop off regardless of the situation, because that's going to make it so that you get a lot more team wins, like team fight wins, and then that in turn leads to a lot more game wins as well. Like, it basically looks like you only win games because you ult, but should their team know what to do every single time you ult, you don't really get KOs unless your team helps you get them. And like I said, I know you're capable of getting them yourself, so you should definitely be playing as such. I know she's very squishy, but you're just gonna have to learn how to deal with her being so squishy. Yes. Oh, you could look for that 1v. Oh, you can't really see her. I have to remember that. Okay. Huge. This should be free. You got it. Aw, you're so safe. Blink a little bit further. Go like maybe right here. And just wait it out. Let the fight play a little bit. And of course come behind. I mean, in this situation, you can't really face fight them anyway. Well, now you can, because you have Gambit ult. But if you were behind them and you got the Gambit ult, you'd be able to accomplish a lot more. And you wouldn't get KO'd.
Only 60 seconds left.
The hair in this skin is on point, by the way. Like, it's pretty good. I think Psylocke always has good hairstyles. Psylocke always has good skins. Bro, like everything that she gets is pretty freaking good. Must be nice.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner. Help get that vehicle to its destination.
Boop the bop. Hello, hello. Oh, that's painful. That's painful. So, this game was, again, I would like you to try to set yourself up for more KOs in the future. And I would recommend doing quick play if you find it a little bit difficult to do. Do it in quick play. Don't use your ult. Don't use your dash to reposition. Really just use your dash to secure, and just don't use your ult at all. The reason why this game didn't go that well in terms of getting a win It's just because we're waiting for our teammates to set us up and then you go. But there's a lot of free picks that you can get by yourself, especially even if you can't even get the picks, you're creating space. You're making the move off the point, as we were talking about with the gambit. You make him move, or you just get to pick yourself. The guy actually wanted to fight you and you ran away. So you got to get better at your 1v1s. You got to get better at setting yourself up, and you'll be straight. Hulk players get the scraps underneath the carpet. Imagine getting skins. Has she gotten a skin each season? And did we confirm this is Psylocke, by the way? Wow, so she's really getting another skin. She just got one too. That's pretty crazy. Isn't there a way to... Where is it? Isn't there a way to wipe off all your notifications? There's a butterfly on her chest? I don't know, pay attention. I guess you're right. Oh, and she also has it on her belt. Oh, you're right. And she also has butterflies behind her. Are you guys sure that that is not Phoenix? Are you sure it's not Squirrel Girl? Why are you guys so quick to say that butterflies only go to Psylocke? Kind of toxic. It's a little toxic, chat. Just saying. I'm trying to say other characters can't use a sword. Again, pretty toxic. A DP game? Oh, okay, you played other stuff too. Okay. You have a DP game, chat. Let me tell you, I wasn't expecting that. But hey, it is what it is. All right, this is what they say. They said, I swapped off after doing so poorly in the first round and went strap pull. I'm starting to feel a lot more confident in playing him more because I figured out his kit for the most part, but I feel like I'm not doing enough healing for my team at the same time. I feel like I should be, if not matching, definitely out healing my other support with the character they use, or with the character for sure. I also think not using the gun ult more instead of the sword ult is better, but nobody ever walks in my ult to make good use of it, even when I jackpot. Okay. I think the gun ult is better majority of the time, but I wouldn't say a strat. I wouldn't say a strat, but to be fair,
Battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2,
I only have like, what, 10 hours, 12 hours on strat pool? I was thinking of Widow because of the skin complexion and red hair, but the butterflies is her signature. I definitely think it's Squirrel Girl. You guys are all wrong. It says it's her on the roadmap. Don't believe the devs. What are they? People who make the game? Don't believe them. Don't believe those guys. They don't know nothing. Her skin comes out when Caps does.
If you're not careful, mate.
Ooh, yeah, that Cap skin looked fire. I didn't know that Cap skin was on the roadmap. That Cap skin, it looks good. Can't wait. Can't wait. I might be a DPS main by then though, so Cap might get the bench. Unless the next character coming out is a tank, then we're going back. Then we're chilling. What's up, Elliot? What's up? What's up? Lemon, hello. Let me get some water real quick before we start this one. Do this plan strap pull. No comment. Yeah, we did your Psylocke game. I did play her yesterday, but I'm not sure if I'll play her on my main. I probably would play her once I swap the account to swap the account to PC. Be right back real quick. Not gonna lie though, Elsa's freaking OP. She is a busted. You have to know how to play her though, but once you learn, character is disgusting. They definitely need to change that ult. They definitely need to change that ult.
The battle starts in 5.
She's mid. Oh no! Once you learn how to play that character, she's not good if you don't really know what you're doing. But if you put hours in on that character, it's disgusting. It's like similar to Spider-Man. You know? It's like Spider-Man out the gate is actually pretty bad. But once you learn how to play him, that character becomes insane. It's like that. She's not really a hard character, but you do need to know how to play the fight properly. There's a Scarlet Witch to your left. Pretty sure you saw her. So when you're playing a character that has line of sight healing, I know you played Invisible Woman. It's the same concept that we talked about. You have to try to line up your team as much as possible. So if they start scattering around like that, try to position your body in a way that you can just line up your shots everywhere. As your team was moving down, I actually probably just would have went this way because they were all clumped for a little bit. You could also just, try to line yourself up here. That's just kind of weird though. I would have just went down here, called it a day, come over here, and as they start walking past you, you automatically line them up as they walk past. It's just because you're such an easy target right now, and so is your Luna. You guys are all an easy target. I don't mind that you fired the ult, but just you got to make sure that things get accomplished with it. I see that you have 2 more strats. Yeah, you do. You have 2 more strats, so maybe you don't really care too much about being efficient. But you want to make sure your team can actually use your ult. Don't just fire it off because you get it. I see a lot of Deadpool players do that. Doesn't matter the rank. They're just like, well, I get my ult so fast, I'm just fire it. But if nobody's going to really use it and you're all just going to sit there, there's no reason to ult. You know what I mean? If you are really gaming, what I'd want you to see is walk over here, dash up here. You can just jump technically, but I would dash so that way you're not getting shot at and just shoot the nest. You probably can shoot the nest from here, no? You can. So yeah, I would like to see you just shoot the nest from here and then pop your ult and then walk with your team forward as the nest is destroyed. If he survives, he survived. That's crazy. You sure you're assess messing up? Yeah, the thing is, like, it's not the character that's technically difficult. You have to just know how to play a team fight as a DPS. She's like one of the... She's one of those DPSs that are core fundamental Marvel rivals. You have, like, there's some characters that you can just get away without knowing fundamentals, but that's a character, because she's so simple and straightforward, you're gonna have to learn how to play the entire fight. And I feel like a lot of people struggle with that. And if they don't know how to do it right, then that's when they find resistance. But if they know how to do it, ooh, it's nasty. And then don't even get me started on that ult. My God. Wait, she actually just trolled. Wait, what rank is this? Bro, that she had the freest freeze of the freeze. Did she just let it slam? Nah, dude. All she had to do was grab it back. I can't believe she let it slam. Wow. Yeah, she doesn't know what she's doing. That's crazy. She had a 1 or 2 in a team fight right there. That's crazy. Because I was like, how did you get out? How did you just not get KO'd? Just a quick tip when you're playing strat pool, don't always, well, just Deadpool in general, don't always look for the picture. I know you want the picture, but if it's in the middle of a team fight, yes, you're invulnerable, but it's kind of like a gimmick. You want to win the fight. If you do that, you're out the fight for a second, and that's enough for your team to lose. So you just got to be careful about that. It doesn't matter which one you are. Really do it if you're able to. Don't just do it to do. Like that one was fine, right? Nothing was happening. But the one beforehand, there was a fight still going on. Grapple does so much damage, bro. I don't really like how they're basically creating things that force 3 healers. Because it's like they want people to run 3. It's so annoying to have to deal with. She may have tried to, but failed? Nah. I'm gonna say she just didn't know what she was doing. That's what I'm gonna say. I think your ult usage is fine. It's just whenever you ult, just try to get the most out of it. But I don't think you made the wrong decision about using the swords or the pistols. I think everything's been fine. So far, you're gaming. You see, she just didn't do it again. There's no way you're able to just survive. She's crazy. I don't think she knows. I feel like people don't read. They just play a character ranked and call it a day. But in terms of like healing and whatnot, I can't really say too much about that because you have 3 strats. But I think your positioning's been fine. You're a little bit too close now, but I think for the most part, your positioning's been pretty fine. The ult usage has been fine. I would just like to see a little bit more off angling if you could. Because when you have 3 strats, technically that's less healing you have to do, so you can focus on damage a little bit more. And if that's going to be the case, we should be looking to secure more KOs, or we should poke more. And that means by off angling a little bit. Nothing too crazy like a real DPS, but just not in the same line of sight as the rest of your team. So like as a brief example, you could do the same thing from just like right here. And that way they're focusing on you and the Punisher and not just that one location. And then as they push you, you go ahead and you dash over here and you know, you're back into position and you could step back here. Those little things matter. This is what I would do with like Adam. It's the same concept. Strats that do a lot of damage, you kind of want to off angle a little bit more with them. Mantis, you know, it helps a lot. Helps a lot. You're doing it fine now. Like, well, you're not off angling, but I'm just saying, like, it's okay to not do it here because the coverage just got broken, right? You just kind of trolling if you stood here for no reason. But this is one of the moments where it's okay. It's a lot popping off right now. Yeah, I don't think there's a lot to really say, only because
Side you're on. You'll need a top-notch team
like
to attack. Get ready.
you have 3 strats already. So a lot of your healing really isn't necessary. And what you're doing is fine. You know, there's not really anything extra other than just off angling a little bit more. That's all.
The battle starts in 5, 4.
I think it's how they justify powerful DPS. Did I read that already? Is that a good way to say that's why you justify it? Like, bro, let's just make there's triple strats, and then when we release a strong character, you just say, well, we have 3 strats. Play that. There you go. So this is another example where you could have just went up here and shot them from like this ramp or from this wall or pillar. You know, just little stuff like this helps a lot. So that way your team isn't just walking in solo or as 2. You could start moving in together and swarming the team, surrounding them. So again, I wouldn't really do that if there were only me and another strat, because if you get KO'd, it's a wrap. But there's 3 of you guys, which means that you guys don't all have to worry about healing because there's 3. Could go ahead and off angle a little bit, get some more damage. You can even come up here if you really wanted to, still do the same thing. Or up there. Justify, they do what they want, true. True.
4, 2, 3.
Don't matter then what happens to us. Trying to get better at DPS, or tank or heal. A lot of people say that they want to get better at DPS, but because people lock it in so much, they're like, well, I always have to tank and heal anyway. If you want to play DPS, you just have to be ready to throw some games. You're like, well, I guess we're only having 1 tank and no strats. Let's go. 5 DPS, it could work. Eventually someone will swap. That's the downside to playing DPS. You might have to throw a few games because you don't want to swap. That's why we add roll queue. Yeah, overall that game was pretty good. As I said before, I would like to see off angle a little bit more, especially if there's 3 strats. If there's not, you can stay a little bit more close to your team, and then I would like you to use your ults to achieve something rather than just firing it off because you have it. Make sure your tank is already walking forward or something like that, because just because you use it doesn't necessarily mean they'll move. You're not in that rank yet, but you will get into a rank where that is something that happens. And then that's going to feel way better than how it feels for you now. Boop the Bop has been throwing games today. Banned. 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 Yeah, I can go for some chocolate. I can go for some chocolate. Some nice dark chocolate or something like that. I can go for some tonight. Or something sweet in general. I'm in a sweet mood, chat.
3, 2.
I have some sweet tooth sometimes. Why do they call it sweet tooth? You know, like, realistically, you can't even taste with your teeth. What are we talking about? Sweet tooth. I got a sweet tooth. Like, what? I'm gonna look up the origin. I have to. Origin of sweet tooth. What we got? The phrase "sweet tooth" is referring to a craving for sugary foods. Originated in the late 14th century, of course, with roots in the Middle English and the word toothsome, meaning delicious. It describes a often inherited fondness for sugar, which serves as a dietary guide for high-calorie foods in the early human evolution. Toothsome? That still doesn't answer the question. It still don't make sense, bro. Whatever. I'm thinking too much into it. It still doesn't make sense. I don't care if anybody puts it. Yeah, this is a Nash replay. Nash says, "This was my rank up game in the Plat 3. Overall, I think we won because they had Jeff and heel pull. Oh, God. And we didn't. That's usually how it goes, to be fair. I'm not sure I did anything particularly good or bad here, but I was feeling celebratory from the rank up, which you are Diamond now. So huge shouts out, round of applause to Nash for being Diamond. I wanted some domination advice. I want to make sure I'm making the smart decisions and positioning. Oh, well. Let's see. Don't have candy, but cookies? What type of cookies? What you munching on, Lauren? I did find some actual throwers in Plat of all places, though. Pretty funny. There's been a lot more throwing. It's like people are, I don't know if they're posting it on TikTok or something, Twitter, where they think it's funny or hilarious to throw, but there's a lot of freaking throwers.
Do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Over time, it evolved into having a cavity-ridden tooth. That's what they want to use it as now? But can't you get cavities without actually eating sweets? Granted, I think a lot of it comes from sweets, right? But you can still get a cavity regardless of if it's sweet or not, right? Let me go back. Like, I watched it, but I didn't watch it. But I watched it. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it. I watched it, but I didn't, like, watch it. I didn't look at it and understand. Okay, so whenever you're playing domination, you got to make sure that you understand the zones before you start playing. This is something that I really struggled with when I was learning domination, because domination is freaking annoying. So this is pretty much what the maps always break up into, right? You have your side, then you have the enemy side, then you have the neutral zone. This is what you guys are fighting for, right? So off cuff, you don't just want to walk into the neutral zone. You're fighting for the space inside the neutral zone. But if we watch what you do at the start, without even getting the space, you just walk into it. I mean, they do too. But that's not how it works. Because what happens is that your healers have a really hard time seeing here. And there is no cover here other than this pillar, right? But there's not really any cover. This is just a really weird map. But what I've learned is that if I just fight the neutral from here with the characters like him, then it's a lot easier for your team to see you. And it's a lot easier for you to get this point. Now, as you move forward, also you have to think about these walls. I hate these freaking walls. Now, as you move forward, you know, as you start seeing that they're not progressing forward, kind of like what you just seen with her. As she moved back, you don't go here, you go here. So it'll look like this. Everything was done correctly. You walk out, you go here, you look at what they do, boom, boom, she retreats, great. We won the neutral, we move here. All right? Now it shifts. So instead of that, now it's my team has this, the neutral is here, and the enemy location is here, right? And now you're fighting to push them back even further. Once you push them back again, then your neutral becomes this little spot right here. And everything else over here is yours. What tends to happen a lot on this map is we push too fast. And your healers can't see you, or you get run over, and you feel it. And there's not really anywhere you can retreat. And so you have to play this map really slow, to be honest. And realistically, that's how you play all domination. You have to play it kind of slow. It doesn't really matter what character you are. Because all it takes is for you to be overextended just a little bit, and you could get run over because some of these maps don't really have a lot of cover in that neutral zone. So, like, really, you see how you can't be seen by your healers? If they were to just all bum rush you, what are you going to do? Back up into nothing? There's no cover. You're going to try to do something like this, right? But it's weird. That's why you should push through here and push this way. I know you might be afraid to fall off, so just always check to see if there's anybody that can pull you off or knock you off. And then boom. All right, you're able to come from this way. You could go this way as well, but you're just in more danger this way based off how they're looking at you. Whereas this way, because you're focusing on rogue, you're off-angling. And off-angling with a tank is not bad. You could do everything you're trying to do from over there, and it makes them look in the two directions. They only have one tank, which is why you got away with it, by the way. But you can see what happens now when you get pushed in. You have to try to retreat, but there's no cover there. So you just got to be a little careful. No need to really force this one. I would wait. You could still do what you're trying to do from this angle and still just be safe. You know what I mean? Because you could get caught out again. It's like they don't really care. They don't care that you're here. You shouldn't be allowed to just do this for free. It won't work later. I know you went aggressive because you got a pick, but there ain't no way that should have just... Three players can't KO a mag because you weren't even really being pocketed. Bro, what is this Namor doing? Wait, this guy's crazy. I'm flabbergasted. Surely you don't get KO'd. Wait. What happened to your team? What? Hold up. I don't even know what just happened. Did both tanks just walk past the other tank and you guys are like, hey, yo, just smack him, boop, have fun with my back line. Yeah, you have fun with my back line. Is that literally what just happened? What? Hold on. So you walk forward, right? Your team was winning, so I'm super curious on how this worked out. Yeah. Oh, she actually survived and then just walked off. How did your team lose this? It's 2v4. What? I have no comment at all. This is why you don't do that, by the way. Because you don't know what stupidity could happen during a match. Whereas if we just played slow and we fought with our team, none of this takes place. Your team wins the fight. We secure point. What did I just watch, bro? That's crazy. What is Squirrel Girl doing melee range? What is he? What are these? Okay, Nash. Is this a joke? What game is this? Actually ridiculous. Actually ridiculous. I can't believe your team lost that. I can't believe your team lost that. I don't even know if I'm more shocked that your team lost the fight with the upper hand or if you survived 3 to 4 players without taking any damage. I don't know what's worse in that situation. That's crazy. That's crazy. Same concept. You need to help these guys. Like, you have to realize you can't move forward until your team is ready to move forward. Remember, if you look at it, this is it's kind of a lie, because I know for a fact I've told you guys that if you guys get a pick, just start moving, because I have told you guys that. But the trick is to understand, could your team survive without you? Like, could you really trust it and be like, all right, I'm gonna get these people, you handle that. If it's yes, cool. I know that your team ulted, so you're probably just like, all right. But the thing is, the first fight you did that, they got KO'd. So it's really important that you ask yourself again, is it just better that I leave them, especially because there's a cloak and dagger ult, or is there a possibility that they can throw this fight once more? You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, Nash. I don't know how your team lost that fight. That fight was actually ridiculous. I'm genuinely shocked that just wow. Yeah, I don't think you're wrong. It's just be careful because of how scary it looks when it comes to be careful of how scary it looks when it comes to trusting your team after they failed you. You know what I mean? You have to respect that, Emma, and back up. I know that they're two tanks into one. So that's probably why you didn't care as much, but just for future references, you do have to respect characters that move. If you're a stationary target, like, well, not stationary target, but just if your character isn't mobile, you have to respect that mobile characters should be able to play more than you. So whenever they start playing the game, you have to just back off and just respect it for a little bit. And then you can play again. The problem, and this is why players get overrun so much when they're playing Doctor Strange or something like that, going into the Hulk or Thor or Thing or Cap or all these mobile heroes, even Magic, Iron Fist, whatever, is they try to force when they can't. And it ends up this is what really happens to those tanks. All right, let's just say the mobile heroes started to walk through, and you're like, you know what? I'm chilling. We're blocking them. And then they start coming in. You're going to get overwhelmed. Your team's going to back off, and you're going to be stuck here by yourself. You're going to get run down. You think about, well, I thought I was getting healed. I thought I was getting pocketed. So the more mobile the team, the more close-knit your team should be together. So that way you can get your resources easier, and they can use your resources like your bubble and your shield easier as well. But once you start splitting up, that's when it becomes a problem. So I only wanted to bring it up because I didn't want you to do this again in the future. You're going to have to respect when these characters do certain things like this. You know, I would like to see you destroy Loki clones. I haven't said anything about it. But I'm starting to see a little bit too much clone action going on. If you could destroy the clone before you fight, destroy the clone before you fight. It drops his heal potential and DPS drastically, especially if he has 3. Be careful on just eating damage because you're just feeding ult charge. I know he doesn't get, well, I guess he does get it the same way. If she has your crystal, just bubble yourself before it pops. So bubble yourself now before it pops. That way you don't take that massive chunk of damage. You bubbled yourself after the fact. Just do it before it pops and you won't take the damage. Okay, they have 2 tanks now, so yeah, you're gonna have to respect them more. You see how you're like kiting him around? Don't do that. Just walk into your team so that way you guys can be a little bit more bunched up together. But you don't want to do all the moving. You make that guy do all the moving. Okay, so yeah, you see how they're passing you and stuff like that? You're trying to hold. Like I said, you're going to get left out. They're going to leave you, and you're going to be by yourself, and you're going to overrun. Just be careful when that happens. Because you can't hold space against mobile heroes. They're designed to get past you. So just let them have the space, respect it, and take it later. Last thing you want to do is get KO'd. Huh? You guys lost this fight? How? Was it just Moon Knight ult? I would have just ulted, bro. Like, off cuff, the round is already almost over. I would have ulted. I would have ulted and secured this round. There's no reason to save it. Ult. You're gonna soak up the damage from the shots, and you're guaranteed to land a KO. If you don't get a KO out of all of this, I don't know. But it's a for sure KO. You don't need to save your ult for Jeff. You don't need to save, I mean, you can if it's that serious. But I'd rather win a round and not have it next round than lose a round and have it for next fight. You know what I mean? So in situations where you know the round can be secured, if you just pop ult, pop ult. Doesn't matter what character you are. Doesn't matter what character you are. Because you win this fight here super hard. Especially because that Moon Knight was right in your face. That Cloak and Dagger was serious about that point. Alright. Let's try to win the next fight. Yeah, I used to be like that a lot as well. I would wait for the perfect ult. But honestly, a pick is a pick, and a pick leads to a one fight. That guy was asking to get clapped, so, you know. Thanks for the view. No problem. Also, what's up, Murray? Nash. There's no way you missed that. Bro, she's just strolling along. She's just admiring the flowers. Saying what's up. Not even trying to fight, bro. She's chilling. I gotta see her point of view. Where? Hey, guys. Hey. Hey. What? Nash, you got one more. You got one more. I don't know if I'm more shocked at the fact that she got away with that because you didn't see her, or if she went right back to the same location. Nash, one more. One more, Nash. One more. One more, Nash. She didn't even get the health pack. Bro, she didn't even get... One more, Nash.
Let's keep fighting until we have a winner.
Nash? I'm this close. She's the same... Look, she's just chilling. She shot the Ankh before... Oh my god. I'm... Nash. What is happening? I wish these were my enemies. I'd be on some win streaks. Alright. Wait, so you'll shoot the shield, but you won't shoot Loki clones? You gotta tell me your thought process behind that one, Nash. Is it because if it's a tank, that's when you take it personal, but if it's not, you ain't tripping? Because you're not wrong. It is, if you can, just, you know, doing damage to it is good because it's not going to regenerate. Or, I mean, it's going to be low when she wants to use it. So it's not wrong. It's just, why aren't you destroying clones like you hit the shield? I just think it's kind of funny. I seen that coming. But, Nash. My mans. Just shoot her. Just shoot her. And then bubble yourself. You could have just pushed her away. I would have pushed her to Gambit. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, bubble yourself and then just shoot her. You're chilling. I think Nash was probably thinking about, correct me if I'm wrong, but that looked like one of those situations where you were thinking about a lot of ways to figure out how to get out the situation, and then you just defaulted to saying, okay, I'll probably just shield it. I don't think you went into that situation like, I'm going to shield you for my team. I think it was kind of like, I want to push you away, but you're too close to me, and I don't know if it's going to hit. So, and then you just eventually got to the, all right, I'm going to just try to shield it, and it just didn't work. I think that's what happened. I don't think that's what you meant to do. All right. Good. I like that. You take out the guy before you move. Beautiful. Textbook. Now we can put some pressure. We got 2 picks too. So that means we go ham. Go deep. Yeah, go for the strat. Keep going for the strat. Yeah. I don't like that your Gambit ulted. You guys KO'd too. Why did he ult? Did they both ult? Oh my god, Nash. I would have uninstalled. I'd have just said this is my last game ever. Like what? You guys hard won that fight already. So just in a situation where your team uses both ults like that, what I would do is I would save this ult that you have for the enemy Cloak and Dagger. I would attempt. Because you don't have a support ult, which means you auto lose this next fight unless you can one bang somebody out the ult. So I would definitely save it for that moment just because you don't have any support ults left. The timing had me scared and I defaulted to stream for the team. I wasn't sure if I could make the shot or if booping would do more harm than good. Yeah, that's pretty much what I thought you were thinking. It didn't look like that was your original thought process. You don't have to worry about looking for the flank. The thing about the okay, so let me explain why you don't have to worry about looking for the flank. Because I don't want you to just ignore flanks. Look at their team. Which character is generally a flanker? It's gonna be Moon Knight and Scarlet Witch. And I believe they are both in your sightline. If anyone else decided to go for a flank, they won't really be that scary. And what you can do is you can win the 6v5 and then turn around and deal with the flanker. Because you guys are already in the middle of a fight. It wasn't about to start. The fight already popped off. So you can wipe them and then turn around. If it were a setup where you guys didn't really start fighting yet, then yeah, go check on the flank. But what happens if the flanker comes and you're like, oh, I hear something, and you turn around and you look at them and you maybe start fighting them? Well, now your team's in a 5v5 and it's possible they can lose. And if they do lose, then you're stuck in a situation where you're a 6v1. So if the fight's already started, just help, because that 1 or 2 seconds that you just did that could lose the fight. So we know that Moon Knight's there. And your team already got some picks, so it's okay. But honestly, I would try to make sure that they're out safe. This is a scary one. But I would focus on this because you lost your Cloak and Dagger. You kind of got put in a lose-lose situation. You got put in a lose-lose situation with that overextension. I don't really know why your Cloak and Dagger went that far. She went super far. Cloak and Dagger players, bro. I always say Cloak and Dagger players are a different breed. They are something. Every single one of them. Even if you're not a Cloak and Dagger main. I don't know. When players play Cloak and Dagger, they turn it into something special. I don't know what it is about that character. But whenever you play, like, bro, it turns into something special. Alright, so Magneto doesn't do enough damage to KO any target. Once you fully charge it for 4 seconds, it's 300 damage. Jeff's HP is 250. If you want 250, you're gonna have to get it to 3/4 of the way when you ult. If you want the for sure, like, you have to land it on Jeff if you want to do it 3/4 of the way, though. If you want the for sure, even if you mess up, you want to let it go all the way for 4 seconds. Because that right there is like only what? It's like less than 250 for sure. And you didn't hit it. You see? But if you had let it go for 4 seconds and then you did that, you'd KO him. So if any of you guys are Magneto players or you just want to know how much damage it is, baseline default 4 seconds is 300 damage. If you suck at any bullets, obviously it's different, but you're aiming to have it charged for 4 seconds. So that way it does as much damage. You were testing the effects of the Gambit ult? That you could end up losing the match? You crazy. For the most part, I think that game is pretty solid. I just think you have to respect mobility a little bit more. You're diamond now though, so maybe you were just playing like that because these guys were some bumps. But if I were to say anything, it's respecting the mobile characters. You can't hold space if they're jumping all around. You have to give it away because that's what they're designed to do. They're allowed to play more than you because that is what their characters are designed to do. So don't try to force your way to play more than them. It's just not going to happen. Your team's going to end up leaving you. You guys are going to get separated. They're going to run you down. And this is how Iron Fist players usually shred tanks. He is annoying. He does a lot of damage. But it's mainly because your healers aren't next to you anymore. And they can't pocket through him. Or nobody can focus him at the same time. So it seems like Iron Fist just runs through everybody. Well, it's because you're not respecting the fact that this character is a mobile character. You have to chill for a little bit. And then play the game. I feel bad posting this game because there was so much troll, but it was my rank up, so I wanted to share. I don't think it was bad on troll on your part. I think the enemy team definitely trolled, but we still got something valuable out of it, and that's just respecting the mobile characters. All right, I promised Chaos. Well, I didn't really promise Chaos this, but Chaos wanted to know, so I'll do it. I'll do it for you, Chaos. I'll do it for you. All right, so this is what Chaos said. Chaos said, "This is my best match with Cap, who I started playing recently. I'm not good mechanically, I know, but I try to emulate the concepts you do with Cap, obviously very downgraded, but still. I also managed to solo tank, except for some mag near the end after I felt that Punny was more of a problem and wanted to save my ult for him." All right, let's see. I feel like I don't have enough experience on Cap to give people advice on Cap. Thoughts?
You have to stop.
Did I say what's up to you, American?
Mission area.
How you doing? I saw you say something earlier, but I don't know if what am I looking at? Oh, he doesn't have the turret loaded in. That's hilarious. I didn't know his hands were like that, but I guess it makes sense. Oh, it's always like that. I didn't know that's the vision that you saw. I thought you were first person. I mean, I guess that is first person, but I don't know you saw his hands. Maybe it's just his skin in particular. I mean, you have 436 hours, not nearly. You have to go. Facts. All right, let's go back. Is this gonna tell on me on how bad of a player I am? All right, you can't go that way. Rule number 1, that's not gonna allow you to move. I don't think. Oh, it does. I mean, I thought he was gonna go this way. I don't know why I thought he was gonna go back that way. For what, Pop? That's how you know I'm tired. I thought he was gonna go over here, and I was like, you can't go over there. And then he's gonna, but he just wants to go around. I wouldn't have done this, by the way, only because you're not trying to be an assassin. You want people to know that you're there. So go ahead and run through here, jump dash to the back, let them know, yeah, I'm here. What's up? The way you went like this, it's a very long way to go, and they won't really know that you're there unless they're listening. So just be careful about that. You don't want to engage until the fight's already started. So what I want you to do is come up here and just throw your shield. Just do a little poke, throw your shield. And you're gonna wait for someone to be isolated, or you're gonna wait for someone to use an ability or something like that, and then do your thing. Because what's happening now is if you go too early, which you are going to because you're faster than everybody else, is you're gonna get focused. Is this what I look like, guys? Do I really look like this? Is this what my cat gameplay looks like? I'm not saying that it's bad, but I'm just saying, is this what it looks like watching me? Cap looks so troll. Surely I don't look like this, right? Surely it's just because I'm spectating. Surely it's because I'm spectating, right? Because I don't know. Yeah, but I think I'm biased because it's my own replay. I think I'm biased. Maybe because I think it's because he's playing slower than I am. I think I'm way more deliberate and I'm way more precise with what I'm doing and why. I think it's kind of floaty. I think that's probably what it is. I'm not saying it's bad, like I said, it's just different. It's just different. I guess the wolf skin doesn't help either. Did you say that before I said what I said, Lauren? Or no? Did it already come out and then you typed it? Because if you typed that before I said it, that is scary how we're on the same wavelength. To the precise word. That's kind of scary. Oh, you're confirming? Okay. I was gonna say, what? That's crazy. But okay, that is true. All right, so you're committing a lot, and this is I'm saying in general for all everybody that wants to try to play Cap. So this is the #1 no because you're gonna feel it like a wall when it slaps you in the face. You're doing a lot because you're not getting shot. Once you get to a rank where they can realistically hit you and more consistently, you guys have seen it. Like I've been one shot before because everybody shoots me really quickly and they're very accurate. When you get to that point, you can't do all this running through. You were doing this type of gameplay throughout the entire start, and I just want to say that you don't really want to play in until you have your cooldown so that way you can get out. The way that you're playing right now is more of like how I play when I know that I'm not getting shot a lot. You guys will see two different versions of my Cap. Usually you'll see the version that's just like hopping everywhere and just kind of being a troll. And I'm really only doing it because I'm not getting shot and I'm just stalling. But then you'll see another version where it's like I'm more precise and I have to do things with speed and I have to... You're basically playing like you're not getting punished, and you're not. But you don't want to fall into this habit, and it's not really just a Cap thing. Thor players play this way, Hulk players play this way. Like, it's not just Cap, but I know that it happens more on Cap because of the way that he's just designed. It's just, you know, he runs around a lot more. You do hold your shield a lot. That's probably what it is. Okay. Don't do that. There's two reasons. One, if you hold your shield, it's not recharging. And should you put it down during a time you want to go for a fight, it has a cooldown of, I think, 1 or 2 seconds. I don't really remember. That's number one. Number two is troll. It looks like you're running slower than you actually are. Don't do this. It's not allowed. No perma shield holding with Cap allowed. No reason to ult there. Uses ult more proactively. What I've been trying to do more is I've been trying to... it's 4 seconds to recharge. Yeah, I know it's 4 seconds to recharge, but he can't flip it up and down like Doctor Strange. It's about 1 second to 2 seconds intervals before he can put it back up again. So if he holds it and he drops it when he fights, but he wants to put it back, he can't for those 2 seconds. But if you go for the fight and you need to use it instantly, you can. So it's important to not always hold it so that way you're not locked out. It used to be longer, believe it or not. You would put the shield up and you couldn't put it back up for like 3 seconds to 4 seconds. It was ridiculous. I was like, why is this a thing? So luckily they changed it to where you could put up a little bit more frequently now. But yeah, I've been trying to give my team ult charge, or I've been trying to use my ult for my team so we all run at the same time. I've been a lot less selfish with my ults. And it's important that you are. The thing about Cap is he doesn't really have a lot of carry potential. He's more like a support tank. And so you have to play in that regard a little bit more to win your matches. Even if I pop off, I'm not popping off because I'm playing like a god. I'm popping off because my team allowed me to get a lot of KOs. That's all it is. You can kind of see what happens when you just jump around and people can actually start hitting you, or you're getting hit with AoE abilities. You can tell that you're starting to get KO'd. That's just how it works. So the higher you go, the less you'll be able to do that. You don't want to add that into your playstyle. And I know I do it a lot. I'm very trolly, but don't do that. Again, you don't want to play without your abilities. You're going to get to a rank that is so high, because I believe in you. You're going to get into a rank that is so high that you cannot play without your abilities. So what I want you to get used to if you really want to play this character is you need to be able to have one ability to go in and one ability to go out. If you're playing against something scary, like a Bucky and a Punisher and a Hela and a Cloak and Dagger and an Invisible Woman and, you know, a Thor, like, you're going to have to use both abilities to get out. Or Iron Fist. So this means you have to cycle your abilities a lot more deliberately. And you want to make sure that before you even go in, just toss your shield and start poking a little bit. The goal is to say, hey guys, I'm here. It's not necessarily there to get KOs. And when you see the opportunity, that's when you go for one. Unless you really need to distract or you need to block something or something like that. With Namor squids, honestly, your shield is so tanky that what you could do is you could just, I like to do this with Namors because they look at you, hide, and then walk out and block the Namor squid. And he's going to look at you. Because every time he spots it, it's sound alert, right? So he's going to turn every single time. And what he's going to do is one of two things. Go back and ignore you, or he's going to like try to throw stuff at you as you're peeking the wall because he wants to break your shield. So you're distracting Namor. And it doesn't matter the rank. It works with them. They're weird. You're distracting Namor, and your team can fight without Namor because the squids aren't going to attack whatever he doesn't mark, and they're automatically just going to attack you because you're closer. So it's a really good way to get around this character and allowing your team to play. I'll do the same thing with Venom, is I'll hop on Namor while a Spider-Man comes in or another diver comes in, and I'm just sitting on him so that I can soak up the squids while they're able to fight. Little things like that is how you play for your team and how you play with your team. You are not a solo carry. No character in this game is a solo character. You need your team. And the things that this character can provide and the things that Venom can provide, and, you know, they can soak that damage, so why not? You know what I mean? That allows your team to play the game. Is recharge the same? No, Angela's recharge is quicker. Cap has the longest recharge shield in the game. So this is a fight that you probably already lost. We just bail. Cap is he's just such a weird character, dude. It's like, it's hard to say stuff about the character because the character is weird. It's like you don't play the same as everybody else. It's a very funky character. Nice. Gaming. I'll say the one thing that you need to focus on when you're playing Cap, just in general, not in your gameplay in particular, what you got to know when the fight's over. You got to know when you got to leave. You got to know when you come back. You really have to know when to be in and when to be out. When to be in and when to be out. You can't always be in. You can't always be out. You have to know in, out, in, out. It's different from the Hulk because the Hulk has a lot more leeway of being in and out. That was really good. I would like for you to keep running though, but that was really good. Very nice little poke, very nice little... But no. You don't have your abilities anymore, and your shield just got dropped. You're gonna get KO'd. If you survive, you're so lucky. If this was a higher rank, you'd have got clapped. Never do that. Never drop your shield. So that's what I'm talking about, though. That is what's gonna get you. If you use your abilities, I only know because I've been KO'd like 30,000 times. Use all your abilities and your shield's low. If you try to go back in, your abilities may be coming up, but your shield is low. You're gonna get popped in one shot. Your shield breaks. You're already low. You have no cooldowns. You're gonna get KO'd. Cap is one of the longest cooldown tanks in the game. Not even just tanks. He's one of the longest cooldown characters in the game. A lot of his stuff is really high. His recharge time for his shield, his dash, his dive. It used to be his ricochet. That used to be 10 seconds. Like he had a lot of high cooldowns, which is weird because the character seems to always have really high uptime. but his cooldowns are very long. Nice. Not too shabby. As I said, I just see a little bit of me in you, and that's just one to always be in. But I just know that the higher you get, the less that works. And I know you play Thor, so I don't want you to adopt that playstyle. This goes for all tanks and not just him. The higher you go, the less you can be in all the time. Doesn't matter which tank you're playing. Would you consider Rogue and Cap to have the same gameplay loop? No. Rogue has more of a Thor gameplay loop. Rogue is really brawl heavy. Cap is more of a diver. Rogue can also... She's more team oriented. He's not really... He's not a selfish tank, but he doesn't really have anything for his team. You have to play outside the box. So you are running in and you're jumping around a lot, which is not bad. It's a good thing. But just make sure that when you do stuff like that, you got to figure out who and why. So if we press the little scoreboard button and we look, okay, we have a Hela, they have a Moon Knight, they have a Namor. Which character has a really high cooldown on one of their abilities and it's their main ability? You have to think about it, like which DPS, right? And if you think about it, that's what you're probably looking to burn. And it's the same for supports. If there were a Cloak and Dagger on their team, I'm jumping on the Cloak and Dagger to get her to bubble. And then I'll move on to the next character and try to get that person to burn it. If I were playing this game, I would go to that Moon Knight. I would do what I said with the Namor, but I would go to the Moon Knight and try to get him to throw down the Ankh. Boom! Jump on him, dive him. And as soon as he tosses down that Ankh, I leave. Because that's 8 seconds. If he can't play the game, it's a lot of seconds, right? And then when it comes back up, boom, I'm back. What's up? Throws down the Ankh, wasted it again. And this is pretty much what you're doing with Cap. A lot more so than Hulk, because we did talk about burning cooldowns with the Hulk. But he can play the game a little bit differently than Cap can. But Cap just can't be in as long as the Hulk can. He's not just really designed to. So you're a lot more of high uptime, quick hits. High uptime, quick hits. Whereas Hulk is more like a brawler, jumping around. A little bit more durable and sturdy. His hits are also more forgiving. His hitbox is ginormous. It's funny because they do the same damage, but
Only 60 seconds left.
I'll also say don't be afraid to just block a DPS with your shield. If they're fighting, block somebody. Just walk up to them and just hold your shield. I don't do it too often, depending on which character it is. But if it's a very weak character, I'll definitely just hold my shield up and just block them, and just say what you about to do. What you about to do? Especially if it's like a Hawkeye. I just sit in that guy's face. I can only take one shot because dude does like 4,000 damage. But if there's not really anything you can do at that moment, that's like your best bet. That's last resort, though. I'm not just jumping on someone to block them. That's a super last resort. Also, what's up, Vincent? I didn't say hello. So, if you notice, what you're doing right now accomplished 0. Why? Your team got KO'd. When you notice this, as Cap specifically, because I've full Venom, kind of. I wouldn't focus the same targets that I don't know. It's not a Venom thing. I would play it differently. Yeah. Cat specifically. I don't think there's any other tank that really goes for one target. Angela, I guess, is a good one. No, that's not really a good one either. Angela doesn't really do what Cap does. It's kind of similar in terms of like the movement, but their goal is different. Angela's is like a carry character, whereas Cap is not. So when you're distracting, when you're doing stuff, you got to figure out, well, why did our team just take this L? Because, bro, I was on this guy. Well, you have to realize that this guy is not needed for them to win the fight. So that means that you got to figure out what to do next fight. They have a Daredevil. So my goal here would be that I go for that Daredevil. Press your tab, by the way, and see if they swap to Strange. If they did, go in like you're doing. If they didn't, then don't. Just so you don't feed ult charge and get KO'd and waste more time. Look at you. It's like baby's first steps, bro. Why did your Moon Knight get melee range? Guy is crazy. Yeah, it's like watching. It's interesting
Vehicle to its destination.
because I don't usually watch people learning Cap. I usually watch Cap players. So watching someone start from zero, basically, well, not 0-0, but you know, a newer player to them. It's interesting to think that this is what Cap looks like to them. Because a lot of people are like, well, Cap just does X, Y, Z, and I'm like, well, do you play Cap? So it's funny because he's playing how it looks, like he's playing how he perceives it, which means that I look like I'm just not doing a lot. Like in terms of just like running around and stuff, but there's a clear difference, you know what I mean? So it's just kind of interesting. Yeah, I'm a proud Cap popper for sure. Is this Venom? Was he stuck? What? Wait, what happened? Why y'all got so troll replays? What happened? Oh, he didn't lag out. What was he doing? What? What? Bruh. Alright, let's just ignore that happened. You guys have some troll replays. What are y'all sending me? Alright. You gotta think about why you ulted here. It doesn't really accomplish anything. You're not creating space because your team's not gonna use it. You're not giving them ult charge. You're not necessarily needing it to survive. There's no really reason of ulting. You're just ulting. Distracting is fun and all, but you have to understand that when I do it for a reason. I don't just run in there and just try to be a target for no reason because the fight hasn't really started. Your team's back there. There's not really much that you can do here and much that's going to accomplish. You're probably going to get KO'd or maybe the Wolverine's going to get KO'd. Let's see what happens. Yeah. I thought so. Again, I understand what I understand what you see, but a lot of what you see that I do, you don't understand the thought process because you can't see that, right? So I know what you're trying to go for, but you have to remember that I'm only doing it because there's a specific reason to do it. You're jumping around and distracting is not necessarily a problem. It's just the timing. You have to make sure that they're actively engaged on your team and you are soaking the attention of someone important. You know what I mean? Just be a little bit more patient. What I would do, because we know what order they got KO'd, is I would actually go to their spawn and look to take someone out that's coming out. I wouldn't mess with him, but I would get her. So I would sit on this wall, see who comes out, wait for Miss Doreen Green, clap her cheeks. You instantly make the game a 6v5, the next fight that they have, and then you're able to proceed to win. I would do it as really any character that's quick, even if it's a DPS. I wouldn't do it as a strat, but I would do it as a DPS, and then that would make it so the fight's a lot easier for us. This is what we call spawn camping. Oh wait, that was our squirrel girl. I'm trolling. The other spawn is what you would do it with, not ours. I'm trolling. But I would do it with their spawn. Same concept. Just because we know that they got KO'd. But yeah, that's spawn camping. I don't do it all the time because you don't want to get caught out. But if you know someone got staggered, it's super free. Don't just go for the strat just because. You got to go for the important targets. So if we back this up just a little bit. Because you aren't necessarily in the wrong. It's just target priority is huge with Cap. So you're going on Venom, which is fun because he's the only character there, right? Then we see that Deadpool's there. Again, fine. There's only 2 characters on point at the moment. Did you turn off your sprint? You did. Okay. Think about it. You know that Deadpool is down there. You know that they really blurred it out. That's hilarious. Groot was somewhere. Where? Oh, he's down there. But we're missing the Punisher. So we know Punisher is somewhere around. We would look for him. You're not catching a Gambit. I mean, maybe. After he used all his abilities. Nah, I would chase him too. The thing is, his hits. Cap is not Cap is a very precise melee hero. So you're whiffing a lot of your stuff. If you could land it all, I'd be okay with you getting him. But you have to play in the ability that you're able to. If you know that you're not really precise with all your hits right now, which is fine. Why do you keep turning sprint off? Don't turn it off. Just leave it on. Very rare. I'll turn it off to maybe get up somewhere that I don't want to overshoot or something like that. But I don't turn it off that often. But yeah, anyway, play it to your ability. If you know that it's hard to get a lot of these mobile heroes, go for someone in mobile. The only way that I go for a Gambit is if I notice he used all his cooldowns. Otherwise, I won't. Oh, you're not turning off your sprint. Are you? You're definitely... Are you?
Only 60 seconds left.
Are you? Wait. I don't think he is. I think he's punching and stopping himself. I just don't think his animation canceling. Is that what it is? No. Okay, he's just backing up. But it looked like he turned it off. See? Nah, it's not off. I just don't think his animation canceling. I think that's what it is. Okay. You also have to remember, don't jump while you're punching, because you're going to stay slowed. I think that's also what's happening. You're like punching, but he's not sprinting anymore. So if you jump while you're punching, you're going to be in a situation where you're slowed for a lot longer. So you want to punch on the ground and then jump. You never want to punch and jump at the same time. It's gonna slow you. I think this would have been okay. Jump over his head. One of the broken things that Cap does and Hulk does, and Angela, I guess, is jumping over the head. When you jump over a player's head, they can't like look up and do a complete 180 going backwards. Like they can't do that, right? The camera stops and they have to turn around. So if you could jump over his head, he's gonna do one of two things: ignore you, or he's gonna try to track you. And once he comes to that side, jump back over his head. Then he has to do that again. That's how you get away with it. If you can learn to do anything with this hero, jumping over people's heads, it doesn't, oh, you have to time it. You have to know which ones to do it with. But it does a lot if you can do it right. So look to jump over the players' heads. Like I said, Hulk can do it too. Angela can do it. Any character that goes over people's heads. Spider-Man. They all can do it, and it's very powerful. So don't be afraid. I was gonna rebind my slam button, but I've been playing Cap for so long that it felt really weird, and so I took it off.
Keep up the momentum.
It felt really freaking weird. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, no. I'm gonna just have to deal with it. I do think turning it off is better because that you can jump up and throw your shield. And it's really OP. But I just bro, I can't get used to it after so many hours playing Cap. I just have to bite the bullet on that one. But I do think if you can get used to it, it is better to rebind it so that way you can jump in the air and throw your shield at the same time. But I tried. I tried so hard. Bro, call me Linkin Park. I tried, but I just... No. It was... I've tried for multiple games in a row.
Let anything stand in your way.
I was the most confused Cap player anyone has ever seen. I was so confused. I was so confused, bro. I was like, what button does what? I would misclick. It was all bad. Oh, we went back to Cap after? Oh, probably to stall.
Final score 2-3.
We lost? No, we won. Okay. Bro, I was about to say, I know you did not just get off point. Okay, you scared me, dog. I was afraid. I was afraid for a second. I was like, no way. Bruh, no way. But that was the other side. I was scared. Yeah, overall, like I said, I don't think you should play Cap. I don't actually think Cap is awful. I mean, I think he's bad compared to all the other characters. But I don't think he's awful. He's bad. I mean, in a general sense, the character sucks. But I'm not saying he's so bad, don't play him, is what I guess I'm trying to say. In a general sense, Cap is buns. But he's not so bad where it's like, I don't think no one should ever touch this character. Because that's not true. He's not that bad. He just has a lot more hurdles than the average character does. Because he's not as OP as all the other ones. But because you play Thor, that's another character that needs a lot of hours. And Cap is also a character that needs a lot of hours. You're not going to play Cap like a regular character. He's a specialist. You're playing Cap like a Cap player. You're not playing Cap like Doctor Strange or something like that. So you have to put a lot of hours. You can't put a lot of hours into Thor and Cap. Their playstyles are so different that you're going to eventually just spread yourself too thin. This is why I say you should play Thor and Doctor Strange, because there's not really a lot that you need to think about when playing him, or Thor and Magneto, which you have been. You've been playing Magneto more, like you said, or whatnot. But that's why I told you in our coaching session, don't touch him. Just play something else. It's not worth how many hours you need to put into him to get him to work properly. And then once you get to a certain rank, he'll peak out anyway. It's just not worth it. It's not bad for you because your game sense is peak. We out here struggling. He just doesn't provide enough for his team. And he doesn't do what he does well enough for it to matter. So it's realistic. You're just like in a gray zone. Like, you have to play out of your freaking mind to really get value with Cap, and I think that's a problem. I don't even know how they would change him other than reworking him, though. But in general, though, I don't think that was a bad Cap gameplay. I think it was just a lot of timing issues. But again, Cap is like that. He's such a mobile character, but the curse of playing mobile character makes you feel like you have to do something all the time, right? The more active your character can be, the more your brain is like, I gotta do something. I have time, uptime. But that's a curse, right? You're not really wanting to have high uptime all the time, and so it tricks a lot of players, especially cat players, into thinking that they need to play all the time. And that's what you found yourself getting KO'd a lot for. It's because you feel like you have to be doing something every single second. Hulk kind of does it too, but again, he's a little bit more durable, in my opinion, and he's harder to hit. Thor does it too, but again, Thor is harder to hit. But if a lot of the divers characters weren't so hard to hit, they would be KO'd a lot. And then as they get to a rank that is good at aiming and tracking and flicking and all that extra crazy stuff, they'll start to notice their deaths start to gradually get higher and higher and higher. That's because they're getting into a rank where they can shoot better, and what they're doing doesn't work anymore. And then you have to dial back that uptime, slow yourself down, and really start thinking about what should I be doing and why. And then you play towards the team fight. So that's what was going on there. But yeah, so far I don't think it was bad. I think he pretty much. He also is a bit different when it comes to his hitbox. I could definitely tell you're missing a lot. I didn't realize that hitting people with cat was so difficult for non-cat players. Like I really didn't notice it until watching him, and it's like, wait a second. It is harder to hit with Cap than it is the other melee heroes, and you can see it. It's a funky character. I wish I'd bring back Thor or the Cap Thor team up. I don't know if I want that team up or another. Like, I don't know if I want a new one or an old. Like, if they're like, hey, Poppin, which one do you want? Do you want us to get a mystery team up? Or do you want it that old team up? That's one of those, like, I'm not sure. Because when the old team up was around, I wasn't that great at Cap at all. So I didn't know how to use it properly. But as I got better, it went away. And I was like, I don't even remember if the team up was that good. Did anyone find it broken? I liked it, don't get me wrong. But I don't know if it was... You know what? Now that I think about it, hop on someone, maybe they get away, turn on your lightning shield, secure the KO. That'd be pretty nasty. Paradox with all options leads pain. Fair. They're gonna do something to him. He's getting another skin too. There's no way they're gonna give him another skin and not buff him or not change him. He's getting something in season 7, I believe. Is this a little PC glitch thing because my shaders aren't done? Or does her cape always jiggle like that? Surely it's not meant to. Is that just wind? Surely not. It looks like me. You got a fade. Aw. Bro, hit him up with the Namor fade, Doctor Strange. I'll buy that instantly. Probably a glitch unless you got a fan influence somewhere. That's funny. Okay. Well, that's going to be that. We had a great... another great review session. This one was more. This one was like a funny one. This one was entertaining. This one was a good one because I was just having a good time. You want the launch option? You want the launch option to make the game compile shaders before the game opens? Is that a thing? Or are you just asking me that? I don't play on PC, so I don't really care about it. Like, I could let it just do it, but I always close the game after I'm done streaming. So I don't let it finish, but I'm going to let this finish. If once I like if I swap my account over to PC, then I'll care more about the shaders finishing. But I just play on PlayStation and it gets done pretty fast. It's way slower without it. So there is an actual option. There is an actual option to get the shaders before launching the game. Shut up, booped bop. This whole entire time, Lauren didn't tell me this? Lauren, she always wants the best for herself, but not for me. Every time. It used to open. Oh, okay, so it's not a thing. Okay. I was gonna say. Or are you saying that I can change it? It just used to open like that and they changed it. Hold on, I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check. Always catching straight. Sure, if you had the bingo card right now, I feel like bingo would be hard on replay days. Cause like, you know, realistically I don't say a lot of that stuff unless I'm playing the game itself. We're gonna end the stream, but I just want to see if they're able to update the shaders that way. Or if you're saying they took it out specifically. I guess I don't really have to do it on stream, huh? It's kind of just trolling at that point. But if anyone had any last minute questions or anything that we talked about today? Anything like that? Clear, load, clear, enable Razer chroma lighting, disable compatibility mode. I don't see any options. It used to be in the launcher. It's not there anymore. Yeah, I don't see it now. That's weird. Yeah, I don't know why they did that. I prefer to have it update that way. Oh, I'm gonna let it. I'm gonna reload the game and let it just finish. Did they have a reason on why they did that? Or there was really no reason that they shared with us, but I'm pretty sure there was a reason. Do, 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 do. I don't know if I should cook something tonight or grab something. What do you guys think? Any of you guys cooking tonight? Or are you guys eating something? Are you grabbing something from outside? I have some fish that I want to make, but I really don't feel like cooking. You got sushi? What you know about some sushi, Lauren? What you know about some sushi? Because if people got booted in the middle of a game, shaders loading would make it. Oh, us would get back into the matches quicker if they. Oh, okay, that makes sense. There's a Japanese place 5 minutes from your place. That's what's up. That's what's up. My favorite from the Japanese places are I don't know what they're called. You know me. I'm too boomer for names. I know the name too. It's on the tip of my tongue. I just don't remember it. It's something so common too. It's the I'm gonna look it up. It's probably something so freaking stupid that I know the name. Oh yeah, Goiza. Bro, Goiza goes ham. If I'm saying it properly. That goes ham, bro. I love it. Oh, I also like tempura. That's pretty banging too. Okay. I probably would have never remembered it. Oh, I also like what is it called? Fukomaki. I like that too. I feel like I'm such a basic person. Everybody getting all these crazy things. I like dorayaki too. I have to remember. Taiyaki is good too. Okay, let me stop. I'm getting hungry. I don't know if I should cook or not though. Hibachi? Nah. You don't think you've tried that before? Yeah, it's good. It looks like pot stickers, honestly. And then the what did I say? I only say it when I read it. Takoyaki? I think that's what I said. That stuff is banging. It's like it's filled with red bean paste. I tried one. It was good. It was good. I was like, bro, bean paste? What? And then I ate it, and I was like, oh god. Hold up. How am I have to take a trip to Japan just for this? Just for this? It's super good. I like the sweet stuff that's not too sweet. It's just enough. You know what I mean? It actually is good. I didn't think that bean paste is. It sounds so bad. It sounds. Just walk up to an average American and say, "Hey, so I made this. What's in it? It's got bean paste." They're gonna be like, "What? Bean paste, bruh." It sounds so bad, but it's so good. It's so good. But yeah, I'm not sure if I want to eat or if I want to cook or not. Don't know. I'll figure it out. But anyway, I don't want to keep you guys here forever. It was great streaming for you guys as always. Hope you guys have a wonderful Valentine's Day. And if you don't have one, be my Valentine. We can be special together. But yeah, it was a great day, and I hope you guys stay safe. Once you guys are, if you guys have any plans tonight, I hope you guys stay safe because I want to see you guys again. So come back home safely, whatever you guys do. Like mochi with the red bean paste. You see, mochi, it take a second for me to get used to because it's like a consistency of kind of like marshmallow, and then I eat it and it's like not a marshmallow. So then I'm like, this is not what my brain thought it was. I mean, so. Was I swear if I just got on call with people and didn't stream, I'd be talking to you guys forever. And if I didn't have an end stream time, I would talk to you guys forever. It's like, why do I play Marvel Rivals? I should just be a just chat stream like everybody else and just talk. Maybe because I'm not that entertaining. Let's be honest. But anyway, okay. How you're not entertaining? We only watch you for your gameplay, but buddy. Kind of facts. Till next time, you guys know what I always say. Think you guys should do what? Popping off and with locked. Have a great rest of your night. See you guys next time.